I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for.
What it do? It's your boy, Dragon Ball Art 92. And I'm back with another Kamehameha reaction video. And today we have a good one. So make sure you hit that like button so that way we can trigger YouTube algorithms. So that way we can be seen by a bigger audience. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that way you don't miss out on the great content. Let's go.
Here at Dragon Ball Art 92, we do reaction videos, man. Dragon Ball everything reaction videos. So if you're a Dragon Ball fan, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell notification too, bro. But now that we got all that good stuff out the way, let's get to the content. You did.
Well, this was certainly something that I did not see coming, especially since Lord Beerus and Goku aren't really known for training with each other in recent times. But what's this? Well, would you look at that? Now, this is definitely a surprise. I haven't seen this destroyer for millions of years, since the days of when the Omni King wiped out 6 universes within the blink of an eye for being in a bad mood, with Universe 13 being one of them, and so now I wonder on what he's doing here. Well, whatever it may happen to involve, I'm sure that things are about to get very interesting here, and hopefully it's not for the worst either.
As our story opens up 3 days after the initial defeat of Moro 7-3 following his initial battle with our heroes on Earth, as with both Whis and the Oracle Fish having to oversee a training session involving both Beerus and Goku, it was only as they were now beginning to observe was when the Oracle Fish went on to respond, "Geez, those two sure are going at it up there." And to think that any of us would ever even come to see the day where a mortal like Goku is able to keep up with Lord Beerus like this just sounds too good for it to be true. But what do you think, with Whis responding, "Well, Goku certainly has come a very long way since the days when he first discovered the Super Saiyan God ritual, and so it doesn't surprise me to see how far he's come since then," with the Oracle Fish responding, "Well, that's true too, but who do you think will win here between these two? Because it looks like without Goku's ability to use Ultra Instinct in battle, Lord Beerus is simply going to continue to beat that Saiyan down until he either knocks him out or just makes him."
I'm kind of curious on how far Super Saiyan Blue actually came, because I'm wondering if he can actually keep up with Beerus, or is just Beerus overpowering him in that Super Saiyan Blue form. You know, especially since he mastered Ultra Instinct. But from the looks of it, it looked like Beerus is giving them a hard time. So maybe Super Saiyan Blue is still under Beerus, which is interesting to me because, like I said, they really don't be showing how strong Beerus really is, so we really don't know what to gauge from. So, but let's get back to it.
Quit. So take your pick here, Whis, with Whis responding, "Well, it's hard to say since Goku really is someone who is known for quitting or tapping out, so I guess we'll just have to wait and see. By instructing Goku not to use Ultra Instinct in this battle, both his strengths and his weaknesses become far more apparent against Lord Beerus than they ever would, and this is exactly what I wanted to see. This battle is all about the fundamentals, Oracle Fish. It's about the very core of Goku's abilities in battle, and Ultra Instinct would only skew his perspective from within the moments, which was why I wanted him to use it only for when he absolutely needs to which upon Blue Goku now shown battling against Beerus, it was only midway during their initial engagement was when Beerus went on to then comment, "Not bad, Goku, but tell me, is that all of the power that your Super Saiyan Blue has to offer? I'm very disappointed, Goku, because here I thought that you'd give me a real challenge," with Goku then responding, "Well, I'm trying to, Lord Beerus, but I don't think that I can do much here while using Super Saiyan Blue against you without having to jump into using my Ultra Instinct as my ace card to win this." "Oh, so is that what you're hoping to try and use here?" Beerus went on to question. "What's wrong? Are you having a bit of trouble keeping up with my power without it? You might want to save your energy, because at this rate, you'll exhaust yourself long before you even have the chance to graze me. And without Ultra Instinct, you simply can't win, and you know it." To which Beerus,
what I pretty much figured, right? Because Super Saiyan Blue, I ain't gonna lie, bro. They trashed Super Saiyan Blue through the whole Dragon Ball Super series, bro. Like, let's keep it 100, bro. Super Saiyan Blue kept losing, bro. It lost to Goku Black. You know what I mean? They had to call Zeno to win that fight. You feel me? It barely won the Universe 6 tournament. I mean, for real, even though that was the best showcase of Super Saiyan Blue to me, you know. But, you know, the Tournament of Power, you know, Jiren just pretty much wiped the floor with Super Saiyan Blue. You feel me? I mean, I'm just saying though, bro. You know, so for him to think he can put up a fight against Beerus in that form, I don't think so, bro. Not at all, bro. You gotta use Ultra Instinct. You feel me? Let's get back to it.
was now shown punching Goku in the face. Goku had ultimately now come to the realization that without Ultra Instinct, he really couldn't do much, as Beerus then went on to continue, "But do make sure to keep trying, Goku, because you might get lucky enough to actually land a solid punch on me if you do. Do you remember when you first fought me? Well, it looks like not much has changed since those days, now have they?" With Goku then responding, "Oh man, this is just nuts. I can't even lay anything in on him without getting punched from out of nowhere, and even then, he's still making all of this look so easy too. Oh, and since we said that I can't use my Ultra Instinct as a way to counter Lord Beerus, then I'll have to try and go as high as I can by using my Kaioken as a last resort here. Now, I don't believe if this will work or not, but giving it a shot, and especially if I hope to break through his guard and get a good clean shot in on him, and so I guess it's better late than never, I suppose, and so here goes. Now let's just hope that this works on him." To which as Goku was now shown channeling his energy and unleashing the Kaioken, it was just as Goku was now shown having to do so where the Oracle Fish went on to chime back in. "I don't know about this, Whis. That skin's playing with fire here by the looks of it, and I think things are about to get really messy really fast here," the Oracle Fish continues. "And if Goku manages to actually get a hit in, then Lord Beerus might not be so forgiving on him."
That Kaioken puts so much of a strain on Goku's body. You can tell when he's charging it up, but it really does give him a real boost. And I'm wondering if that's what's gonna level the playing fields here in this fight. We gonna find out, right? Let's go.
So Goku better watch it, and Whis, please tell me that you have some kind of a plan in case Goku actually gets the upper hand and angers Lord Beerus more than how he already has, and then what? Well, I didn't really think that we would even need one to begin with. Goku starting to get a little too aggressive down there, in which shockingly enough, from out of nowhere, the moment Super Saiyan Blue Kaioken Goku was actually able to land the shot on Beerus was when Goku then went on to shout, "Right there, now I've got you, Lord Beerus, so do you still think that I'm not on your level, or what?" Oh no, Goku. You are far from being considered to be anywhere near my level of power, Saiyan. With or without your silly Kaioken technique, you don't even come close, mortal. To which upon from out of nowhere, the moment Beerus was now shown uppercutting Goku in the stomach and dropping him back down to his base form was when Beerus went on to continue, "This is not a fight, Goku. It's a demonstration of the vast difference between your power and mine, and so now stop wasting my time, because without your Ultra Instinct, you can never come close in rivaling my power, Saiyan." With Whis then responding, "Well, that seemed a little rough around the edges there, but I do hope that Goku is okay." Oh, Oh, and what do we have here? Whis went on to question. Could it be? Oh goodness, what a shot, the Oracle Fish went on to comment. And look, Goku's completely dropped out of his Super Saiyan Blue form along with that Kaioken that he was using too. It's all gone. And
Well, I guess that tells us what happened, right? Beerus still overpowered him, even in that Kaioken form. So, hey, it is what it is. But let's get back to it.
so what do you think will happen next, Whis? Do you think that Goku is going to be foolish enough to stand back up and fight? Or do you think that this fight is already over? Because I'll lose my mind if that Saiyan decides to stand back up again. Whis, you seem a bit quiet there, with Whis responding, well, this was definitely the last possible thing that I was ever expecting to see here today, but my apologies there, Oracle Fish. But it looks as though we have some unexpected visitors that have decided to drop in after not having to see them for a very, very long time. Interesting. Wait, visitors? Did you just say visitors? As in Vegeta? But didn't he say that he was going to be training in that gravity chamber on Earth? Well, you may not notice, but I want you to look very closely behind Goku. Whis went on to then respond. They're about to touch down any second now. How very interesting. To which, as Goku is now shown backing up, was when Goku then went on to say to himself, oh darn it, Lord Beerus is a lot tougher than I imagined that he would be, even despite using Super Saiyan Blue with the Kaioken on top of it. Well, I guess I'm now left with no other choice but to try and engage him by using, but then, it was only just before Goku could even go as far as to finish his sentence, where he was then shown having to bump into an unknown individual, with the individual then responding, a mortal warrior training with a destroyer? Never would I have imagined, even in my wildest dreams, that I would ever live to see the day where a mortal would be shown sparring with a god of destruction. Well, perhaps the times have truly changed since the days of your former era, now haven't they, Lord Rino? And what a fascinating sight indeed. Very interesting. To which, as Goku was now shown turning around, was when Goku then went on to ask, whoa, who in the world is that? He's absolutely massive. It's become very clear to me, especially after seeing it for myself, that Beerus has gotten soft over the years. And for a mortal such as this puny creature here...
Uh-oh. And I'm wondering how strong is this destroyer that's entering into the chat right now. But obviously, it seemed like he has a problem with Beerus. He already disrespecting that boy. We're going to see where this leads, though. Let's go.
To have any place in training with gods is a disgrace, as Beerus even went on to question, oh, but surely that can't be. I see it, but I just can't believe my eyes right now. But he shouldn't be here. He was destroyed a very long time ago along with the other universes by the Omni King. Is this true? Is this really you down there, Lord Rino? To which, lo and behold, from out of nowhere, we only from that point then bear witness to the resurrected god of destruction of Universe 13, Rino, and his angel Pinotis step down onto Beerus' planet, as his angel then went on to respond, well, it looks like Universe 7's God of Destruction remembers you after all, Lord Rino. As I'm sure that Lord Beerus must probably have dozens of questions, as the God of Destruction Rino went on to respond, as do I, but firstly, have the eons since I've been gone dulled your senses this much, Beerus? I've been gone for quite some time, only to return and find a mortal in the presence of gods.
And obviously, these destroyers don't like mortals communicating with gods. That's actually, I guess, something that they frown upon, because obviously that's what he's taking a interest in, and he's pretty much, calling Beerus out about having a mortal on his planet training. So I wonder where this is leading. I wonder if there's some underlying rule that destroyers do not meddle with mortals. Let's see.
Perplexing, to say the least. Since when have you taken liberties in caring about mortals like this? Are you so desperate for amusement that you've let mortals such as this one here dance freely within our courts? We bear the title of destroyers for a reason, Rino went on to then continue. And so what kind of destruction has this mortal ever demonstrated to stand amongst us, Beerus? Have your standards fallen so low that you entertain such creatures within the hallowed halls of the gods? What a joke. With the Oracle Fish then responding, and I completely forgot what Lord Rino there even looks like, since it's been so long, but he's huge and scary looking, with Whis responding,
I also want to admit I like how they use animals as destroyers. You know what I mean? Because a rhino is super big and super strong. So a rhino actually fits the role of a destroyer in my eyes because they're already aggressive. So, and in this case, this god of destruction actually is very aggressive, it seems like, more in a polite way, if I want to say that, because he's not like outright trying to fight or anything, but the way that he's speaking is very aggressive towards Beerus. It's like there's no camaraderie between those two. I wonder if they were even friends at one point, because the way that it's coming off like they were already enemies in some way. But Beerus seemed like he was surprised, and bombshell dropped. These were the universes that the Omni King already erased. So that's something else interesting. How did they come back? What is going on here? So this definitely something I want to dig into. Let's get back to it.
well, it almost feels like it's been an eternity since I've last seen or even felt the presence of Universe 13's Destroyer and Angel. And if I may ask, Pinota, how exactly are you and Lord Rino here? With Angel Pinota responding, well, while inactive following Lord Rino's erasure, I recently felt a great shift within the cosmic order in the multiverse, and I was right. And if my suspicions are correct, then the cause of our revival comes directly from a recent tournament that was held among your universes. And as such, whatever may have been wished for during this so-called Tournament of Power was directly responsible in restoring all 6 of the previously erased universes that the Omni King had wiped away a very long time ago. And the revival of these universes could introduce variables that weren't previously considered, and as I'm sure that you agree that the dynamics here are about to become very interesting. As Goku then went on to respond, wait, hold on a second, I remember Whis telling us something about you guys before. So 17's wish actually had gone as far as to even bring back the 6 erased universes back into existence? And you, how dare you speak to me with such a carefree and disrespectful attitude, mortal? I have seen countless beings like you fall before, and so you'd better do well to remember your place amongst the gods, mortal. And so whether you are Beerus's little puppet to keep him entertained or not, do yourself a favor here and remember that I'm not Beerus, and so now get out of my face, creature. Which within that very moment, as Rino was shown having to swipe Goku away with Beerus touching down in between them, was when Beerus then went on to respond, that's enough, Rino. Now, although I second your comments that were made towards the Saiyan,
here at Dragon Ball Art 92, we do reaction videos. Dragon Ball everything reaction videos. So if you're a Dragon Ball fan, make sure you hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell notification so that way you can be updated whenever I drop a video. You don't want to miss out on the greatness here at Dragon Ball Art 92. Let's go.
I will not have you come into my universe and step down onto my planet unannounced like this. So you will explain yourself right now, Destroyer. What could possibly have dragged you out of...
Bruh, so disrespectful how they treat the mortals, bruh. If I was Goku, I'd be super heated. Like, bruh, no, we gotta run that fade, bro. You gotta run that fade, bruh. There's no way you getting away with talking to me crap. I don't care if you're a Destroyer God or not, bro. Got Ultra Instinct on here, man. Nah, but for real though, it's crazy how they treat the mortals within these universes as far as these destroyers, man. It kind of shows you pretty much how they train their mentality, and this is probably the reasons why they are destroyers. You know what I mean? Let's get back to it.
Oblivion and onto my doorstep, Beerus questions. Of all the places to go in the multiverse, you decided to come here, and so why? This better be worth my time because I don't recall sending out any invitations, especially not to long-lost gods of destruction who were just recently brought back along with their universe. I have enough on my plate without dealing with resurrected destroyers, and so get on to the point as to why you've arrived onto my planet. What could possibly be so important that you'd come come all this way here after all this time, Beerus questions. You and I have never seen eye to eye on anything, Rino, so make it quick. As Goku went on to then sit back up by then responding, oh, what a shot! Oh, there's a lot more to this god of destruction than I thought there'd be. Oh, my head's spinning. Oh, hey, what gives? I never meant any sort of disrespect towards you, Lord Rino, with Beerus then responding, do not, under any circumstance, insert yourself within this conversation, Goku. You have no idea what you're dealing with here, and so unless you are addressed, you will stay where you are. You and I are not finished, but first to get down as to the bottom of what's going on here, so don't even think about trying to get reckless, and especially not while on my planet. Do you understand? With Rino then chiming in, I find it ironic that you speak on having unfinished business with the mortal, and yet you and I have some unfinished business of our own, now don't we? Did you really think that my erasure would be the end of our saga? Our battle is eternal, Beerus. And so it's not vengeance that drives me, but it's the need to know once and for all on which one of us is truly the stronger god of destruction, Rino continued.
Okay, so Beerus was the strongest god of destruction out of all of them, obviously. If he's coming back like, nah, I need to see who's stronger, bruh. So obviously Beerus must have beat him down in the past. And he mad about it. You know what I mean? Because what else reason would he have to come back to try to prove his strength for it? You know what I mean? But I want to see where this is heading. I wonder if they go fight, bruh. Finish him. Hold on, I got to do that right. Hold on. Finish him. Let's go.
And just in case if you don't remember, before I was erased, I had you beat. And if it were not for all 6 of us being erased within the process, then you know that I would have beaten you, and you know it, Beerus. With Beerus responding, I should have known that you'd come here looking for a rematch, Rino. Tell me something, Beerus continues. Were you able to somehow find some kind of a hidden reservoir of power, or is this simply your ego getting in the way of you wanting to settle the score between us? And I've grown much stronger since our last dance, but what about you? With Whis then responding, well, I will say, especially considering the fact that I was there to watch you both battle once before, that it directly goes against the rules of having 2 gods of destruction battle without special permission given. And as you both may already know, the risk of fighting one another without it is simply too great, Whis continues. So in order for there to be a rematch between you both to take place, we would first need to speak with the Grand Priest and schedule a one-on-one contest if we hope to make this happen without the risk of getting in trouble. And unless you both wish to somehow upset the Omni Kings along with the Grand Priest, then I think it's best if we think this through, with Beerus then responding, I see, yes, as was the case when me and Champa attempted to battle as well, with Rino then chiming back in, this is also true, for I don't intend to be destroyed like how I was destroyed before again. So what say you, Pinota? With Pinota responding, it's a little tough to truly say for sure, my lord, but I do believe that my brother here does have a point in the matter, so it's better to either avoid fighting each other if you aren't willing to see what the Grand Minister has to say on the matter, Lord Rino, but then again, we could find another way to have you both settle the score without the risk of breaking any rules, and so if the Grand Priest denies your request to fight Lord Beerus directly, then perhaps there are other ways to resolve your issues until the 2 of you can be given the right to fight freely without anything holding you back, with Goku then responding, hey, so, instead of running the risk of fighting each other without being given permission to do so, why don't we just do what we did with Lord Champa and host a little tournament instead? It's a stretch.
Goku really be pushing them edges, bro, jumping into their conversation like that, knowing these guys of destruction attitudes. They be having mad attitudes, bro. They be really on some bullshit. So it's interesting to me that Goku will really insert himself in the conversation, knowing that they go get at him really, really bad. You know what I'm talking about? But let's see where this leads Goku.
But it's better than making the Omni Kings and Grand Priest upset, right? It's been a really long time since we held one of those anyways, and so why don't we try to organize a universe versus universe exhibition event and see if we can just. But then it was only just before Goku could even go as far as to finish his sentence where Rino went on to chime back in by then shouting, "And just who exactly asked you for your inputs, mortal? I grow tired of your constant disrespect, especially since this doesn't involve you. And the fact that he is still here despite knowing what's good for him is a sign that he is to be destroyed without a trace, and I will not stand for any of it." With Beerus responding, "Now just calm down, Rino. Let's not get too hasty here. This mortal is here with me for a reason, and so I will not have you destroy him." With Rino then responding, "How dare you protect this creature, Beerus? Fine, then that's what you want to play this game of yours, destroyed along with him. And so you may be willing to overlook his impudence, but I can assure you, Beerus, that I am not so forgiving as you are. Since when have you become the guardian of mortals?" Rino continues. "You should learn to choose your battles very wisely, Destroyer. We are deities, not babysitters, Beerus. We are not here to coddle these mortals or protect them, and so if you wish to guard him, then so be it, Destroyer. And so you should know better than any other on just how serious I take my position as Universe 13's God of Destruction, Beerus. So time's up." With Angel Pinota chiming in, "Actually, Lord Rino, how about instead of getting yourself into any unnecessary trouble by attacking Lord Beerus directly, that we instead take the mortal suggestion into careful consideration, for it might be for the better. And not only that, but this would also give you the chance to do what you've been wanting to do now for a very long time. And so think about it, my lord." With Rino responding, "Yes, now I see. Then so be it, Pinota, for I have an idea." With Beerus questioning,
Bro, he was gonna violate all the rules, bro, if it wasn't for the angel making him think. And that's how you can see sometimes your emotions can lead you down a path that you don't really want to go down. So you got to learn how to control them emotions sometimes. You dig what I'm saying? Just a life lesson, you dig? Let's get back to it.
"Oh, that look on your face says it all, and I don't like it one bit. And so now spill it, Rino, because I know that you're up to something, and so now cough it up. What do you suggest for us to go about this the right way?" With Rino responding, "It's simple, Destroyer. We'll take your mortal up on his idea and commence with a 2-on-2 universal tournament. Universe 7 against Universe 13, with you and I as the tournament's final bosses to battle in the end. And if you and I were to participate, then we both need a reason as to why, right? And so this will be that very reason. And so I will give you 24 Earth hours to gather 2 of your mightiest mortal warriors to do battle against 2 of Universe 13's strongest. As from there, if my mortals were to clear past yours, then you will be left to face them in the end. And if your warriors clear past mine, then they will deal with me in the end. And if by some chance all 4 mortals were to be destroyed, then that just leaves you and me in the end, Beerus." With Beerus then questioning, "Well, what do you think, Whis? At the bare minimum, would this warrant any cause for concern if such a small elimination tournament were to be held? Would we need to seek special permission or not for this event?" With Whis responding, "Well, to be fair, I do believe that you and Lord Rino are in the clear. However, if and only if it does come down to you and Lord Rino in the end, then, well, before the 2 of you were to engage, we would need to speak with the Grand Minister for that to happen. But mortals, on the other hand, are allowed to battle either of you, of course, if it even boils down to that." With Angel Pinota responding, "Wonderful, then the event will be held in our universe 24 Earth hours from now. And so if you here in the 7th were wise, it would be best for you to go and find the 2 mortal warriors of choice before the event begins. For within the time that you are given, we do hope that you use it wisely, unless of course you both already have 2 of your very best mortals in mind."
Is it just me, bro? Or why does Universe 13 Angel look sinister like a mother? Bro, look. Bro, look at them eyes, bro. Kind of look like Majin Buu's eyes when the eyeballs are all black. Like, come on, bro. That's crazy work out here, bro. For real. Hey, give it up for the artist, though. Because they out here doing magic with that pen. Let's get back to it.
Which I doubt for it to be the case, with Goku surprisingly then going as far as to chime in, "Hey, so if we're really going to be doing this, then I'll gladly volunteer," Goku shouts. "I've always wanted to know what it felt like to do battle against another god of destruction," with Rino then asking, "You willingly volunteer to take part in your own destruction? And what do you mean by what you just said? Did this mortal battle you on a serious level outside of just training, Beerus? You don't actually believe that you are any sort of match for Universe 13, do you?" With Beerus then responding, "Yes, that's right, Rino. This Saiyan and I once waged a fearsome and explosive battle here in the 7th, and so I think Goku here is just the perfect choice as being one of the two to represent me. And just for the record, Rino, he may look small and puny, but this mortal is more unique than what you see on the surface." With Rino then chiming in, "Nonsense. I refuse to believe Beerus's lies, and so what can you tell me on this Goku, Pinota? Is this creature every bit of what Beerus says he is or not?" With Angel Pinota responding, "I believe that Lord Beerus is telling the truth about this one here, Lord Rino, for I do also believe that he was a part of Universe 7's team on the day when the Great Tournament of Power was held after all." With Rino then responding, "Interesting. Well then it's your lucky day, mortal, because if you're any bit as good as Beerus says you are, then show me. I haven't battled anyone, let alone a mortal, in millions of years," Rino continues, "and so this ought to kick me back into shape and knock the rust off, and so you and I will..."
Oh. Are they about to fight right now, bro? Oh man. So Goku go show off his ultra instinct. Nah, but let me relax a little bit. Knowing Goku, he likes to start off small, even though he's fighting a fierce warrior, because sometimes Goku is stupid. But let's get back to it.
"Will engage right here, right now, Saiyan. I want to see what you're all about and think you better give it your best because I'm going to make this quick." With Goku then responding, "Well, although I was originally supposed to be training here with Lord Beerus, this was the last thing that I was ever expecting to find myself in, but no problem, Lord Rino, because if you want to see what I'm all about here in the 7th, then I'm going to show you exactly what I'm made of, so I'm ready." To which it was only right then and there within that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of Universe 13's resurrected God of Destruction.
Oh, the episode is over, man. It's over, man. Hey, but this is getting really, really interesting, I gotta say, because if Goku gets the chance to fight this God of Destruction and prove that this Ultra Instinct can defeat other destroyers, maybe Goku really can put up a fight against Beerus. This is really going to be interesting. I can't wait to dig into the storyline a little bit more. So if you enjoyed the video today, make sure you hit that like button, man, so that way we can be seen by a bigger audience. You dig what I'm saying? And share the video with your friends. People who like Dragon Ball videos, make sure you share with them. Thank you guys for coming through and checking out the content today. We had a good time, and I appreciate spending time with you guys over here, man, and enjoying Dragon Ball. It's one of the greatest things that, was created to me, because it's not only entertaining, you can learn a lot from Dragon Ball content if you know how to. The video today, you guys. I hope you guys have a good day out there, and always remember to believe in yourself, because ain't nobody else gonna do it, man. Dragon Ball Art 92. I'm out, y'all. Peace.
I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for. I'm too positive to be doubtful, too optimistic to be fearful. So all my time I spend cheerful, and I know exactly what I'm here for.